I used to be 320 pounds and I have no loose skin, and I'm gonna tell you why.
All the women in my family have stretch marks after birth, and their bellies are forever covered after childbirth because of the extreme stretch mark.
We noticed that 85.8% of you guys are not subscribed. So what are you doing? We give you guys free weight loss advice. And to the 14.2% that are subscribed, you guys are doing something right here. So thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. But seriously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Do you think that it also has to do with what they were eating?
I think it has to do with a lot of factors. Diet is definitely one of them, because I, on the other hand, didn't have any stretch marks, and I came from the same women. So you'd think that it's just a hereditary thing, but I believe that there's a thing called epigenetics. And that means that you're not necessarily imprisoned by the genes you were born with. Come to find out, after a lot of gene research in the last 20 years, there are only a few gene anomalies that occur that can't be changed through behavior. So that means if you're living a healthier lifestyle today, you can change your gene expression. It means that if you have cancer in your family, you might be able to reverse it. That means if you have obesity in your family, you might be able to reverse it. Because here we are, a mother-daughter. My mother was morbidly obese, compulsive eating disorder, generationally. Started with her. And we don't want that. We don't want that for our lives. Now, I don't know if there was addiction in my mother's family prior to her generation, but we want to end this generational issue now. We want to reverse obesity for you, like we did for ourselves. And we know that loose skin is a big part of it, because we don't want you to have loose skin, because once you lose the weight, you want to be able to celebrate your body and feel great in your skin and not be like sad about all the weight that you gained and have that haunt you for the rest of your life, because that's no way to live.
So how do you lose that weight in 6 months, and how do you keep it off and not have loose skin? Well, that's a great question, because a lot of people think, oh, it's the injections, it's the water diet, it's the carnivore diet. No.
We're here to tell you about one of our beloved members. We have a woman who really was earnestly desiring to lose the weight, and she tried a lot of diets. And this young woman was willing to give all of herself. And that meant like not doing extreme things as she'd done in the past, but really committing to living a balanced life, where she was committed to exercising every day, where she was committed to changing some of the things she was making, but she was also committed to enjoying the food, literally having her cake and eating it too. She was committed to different sleep times, and she was committed to really looking honestly in the mirror at some of her addictions and some of her tendencies. And you know what? One by one, they just started to melt away.
2 pounds a week, 2 to 3 pounds a week.
And her desire for things like pizza and ice cream started to melt away with it.
And learning how to make things at home. Like, this is weird, but like random, but tofu pudding. Oh my gosh, how filling it is, how long it lasts, how delicious it tastes. Who would have thought? Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
She made almond flour cake so she could have her cake and eat it too.
She was literally surprised every week when she weighed in. How could I be enjoying my life and my food so much and still be losing weight?
And she was dry brushing every day. And she was massaging her skin. She started to do that. She's been starting to do that.
That's more recent.
That's more recent, but I'm just saying, like, these are the kinds of things and habits, and they're slow. Like, this didn't happen overnight. She wasn't just like tomorrow. She wasn't like, okay, I'm going to do all these things. No, these were the slow changes that we teach and Step It Up. This is our method put into practice working for other people.
So when she sent us that message, I started to cry.
I did too.
I was so overwhelmed with joy. And this is how much we care, because we know that it's possible, but you have to be able to trust a process. And the process that we promote and that the truth of your existence promotes is really inexpensive, and it's very natural. Actually, she even said, I am saving so much money because I don't go out to eat as often, which is a lot. I mean, you can lose weight, you can lose your addictions, you can start to look great, you have no loose skin, and you're saving money. I mean, like, what part of this equation?
But if you don't have FOMO right now, you should have FOMO.
Anyway, the program is open for a little while longer because we want to keep it nice and intimate, and the prices have gone up, so it is what it is. So we hope you'll join us still, because it's still very affordable.
Super affordable.
For what all the stuff you get. But you can do it too, and it is not complicated. But it does require faith. You know, I have to trust in something that you might not be familiar with, and there is a transition period, but you can do it. Now, the no loose skin part is correlated directly with never looking back and having that turning point. There's a moment when you take off in an airplane, and if the pilot puts the brakes on, there's going to be some major catastrophe. Or if you're driving a car and you take a right-hand turn on a very fast road, you've made that decision and there's no turning back. If you chose the timing incorrectly, you're going to have another catastrophe. And so you really need to be ready to make some of these decisions, because it is going to require you to make some compromises. It's going to require you to make certain things non-negotiable in your life. It's going to require you to confront something that might be uncomfortable, learning new things, changing patterns that you might be accustomed to. But I can guarantee you that it works. Our methodology works. I've been working on it for over 30 years. And as long as I can remember, I have been in the conversation of compulsive eating disorders, food disordered households, so on and so forth. But like, food can heal and food can harm. And it probably isn't your fault that you got into the situation of ill health, hormonal imbalance, obesity, diabetes. It might not be your fault because you didn't know any better, but it is your responsibility to turn it around. And all you need to do is empower yourself with knowledge that works. And whether you're in our program for 3 months or you find another program that is teaching about real food, is being honest with real talk, it's important. It is literally life-saving.
Also, the group should be promoting nature, not any other products, like just nature. Like, what I love about you and I, we're not selling you pills or protein powders. Like, no, like none of that.
We do make recommendations.
We make recommendations because you guys ask. Only when you ask.
That's
and
true.
if you ask, then we'll tell you, or we'll try to show you, hey, I have a code for this if you want it, but I don't care.
You made the tastiest thing yesterday. You're like, Mom, try this water. You created the most incredible, it tasted like fruit punch. So delicious. We're in the process of you're making like a dossier about like fun coffee that you can make at home that's even better than that stuff that you're poisoning yourself with at Starbucks.
Yep, exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Like, this is just such a real thing. Like, we're all basically just doing life together and we're just supporting you on that journey. And that's why everyone in our group loves us. They're not like, and they're all succeeding because we're just being real. Like, okay, today you had a donut. Okay, so tomorrow, why don't you just make the donut with pumpkins instead? It is that simple. It is that cool.
You can take that into your hand today.
Yeah, and so like, you just should join us because we just care and love the cause so much.
The point of this video isn't to sell you on our program. It's to sell you on the reality of nature and how it can heal. That actually, you can't keep that in. You gotta delete that. Oh, that was not good. I don't want it to be like a full.
Yeah, I do not want this video to be a commercial to sell you guys things, because the truth is, if you want to lose the weight in 6 months and you've got 50 pounds to lose, the girl in our group, she just lost 40 pounds in like 3 months, which is amazing. So it's even more testimony and proof that you can do it. And how you do it and how you stay consistent is really about getting that support, whether it's your best friend, your mom, your family, a group. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be our group. The point is, we can use nature to leverage our results, to leverage our health, to level up, if you will, to step it up, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, do you think you could have lost the last 60 pounds without support, Penelope?
No, I needed the support along the way. I couldn't have done it alone. I would have just given up. And a lot of people feel that way. That's why 95% of diets fail, because diet isn't the only part. It's a much bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if it was that simple, everyone would be skinny and healthy and fit.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But it was like when you needed support, what I noticed is when you reached out to me for support, it was usually when you hit a wall.
Yeah.
And you were willing to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And come to me and say, Mom, I really need your help.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to do. And I never really gave you the solution.
Yeah.
I mean, did I? I don't know. Did I?
No, not really, no. I always came through it by myself, which I love that you do that, because it's, the girls in our group will say like, oh, I don't feel like I can't blame it on you because you're giving me all the tools that I need and I'm the one who's not following through. And I love that. I'm like, that's so honest of you to say that and admit that, because it's true.
Right.
Because we're not like, oh, you should eat this or you have to eat that. I'm not saying that.
And the thing is that you know a lot and you've learned a lot. And somewhere deep inside of ourselves, we know what to do.
Right.
But the upset around it is what blocks us. Or the shame that we're feeling because we got ourselves into the situation somehow and we've got to turn it around, but we're not really sure how or why. And it's like knowing that, okay, this week, I'm going to try this. And I'm going to be patient and I'm going to see, because you know it's cumulative. Because there are weeks where you plateau. There are weeks where you don't lose weight. In the beginning, it's great. You're like losing, and then boom. It's like, wait, why am I not losing? Because you got to change it up.
It's true. This is all true. So if you like this video, don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. And we will see you all the time. Oh, also, if you are interested in our program, it's linked in the description. And we hope to see you in there if you're ready. We help women beat obesity with our Step It Up system without relying on drugs like Ozempic within 90 days. Click the link in the description to learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic.